Hello, I have arrived. Totally not late again. Sorry. I was actually kind of ready, like way before I had to start the stream. This time, took my nap early, and actually had lunch after my nap. Beep boop, and then I got distracted. Beep boop, Kairis, hello! Thank you, Kairis, for these 7 months. Tier 3. What a legend. Thank you, and welcome. Hello, Flashy. Hello, Michael. Hello, Gaul. Hello, Lightblood. Hello, Kairis, of course. And hello, everyone else who may or may not be lurking. Hey, was I in front of the chat in the past? No. I did some reorganizing on my streaming setup a little bit. I hope nothing broke. But I have a way better organized setup now on my stuff. And also, by doing that, I was able to fix the lighting for games. So we will also have the cool atmospheric specific lighting on the model in games now as well. And I also tweaked a bit so it's not as dark in dark places and not as bright in bright places. So it is kind of nice now. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And it is extremely organized as well. Very happy with that too. So I have been very productive today. Unfortunately, I had some other stuff to do in the morning. So I still couldn't continue on the new models. But now that I have prepared, now that I'm done with the OBS stuff, I will probably be able to continue tomorrow. Which is nice, because I don't have any thumbnails to make, I don't have anything else to prepare, so tomorrow I can get into some rigging stuff. Well, not rigging, I'm still on the art, so there's a lot to do still. I'm just here to share the message. I bought the sub like 9 months total. Wait, what? Oh, right. I think... But did it actually tell me that when you initially bought it? I don't remember exactly. But yeah, I think you did do that. But it's always nice to see. It gives people some perspective. What a great or what generous person you are, basically. But I guess also now that you can show off your badge, your shiny badge, people will already know that as well. And it's always nice to see to have like the number of months attached to community members. New shiny badge, better than the old badge. I'm glad you like it. You probably have some even newer ones with the new model. I already prepared something newer. It's a little bit different on the new model. And I think it will reflect better in the small badge. Badge, not badge. New badges, kind of. It's not very different, to be honest. I could show you. Thank you, Kairis, for the tier 1 gifted to Flashy. Damn, mods get some love. Pet the VIPs and pet the mods. There you go. Thank you, Kairis. Let's go! So yeah, what else? There was something else I wanted to talk about and I kind of forgot. What was I talking about on Discord with you guys? Oh wow, the YouTube thing. Wait, is Zaren here? Oh yeah, hey Zaren. Just in time. Okay, chat, I want to test something So I want you all who are currently watching on Twitch to turn on low latency mode and then pause and unpause the stream to make sure that you are up to date and caught up in the current moment. And then what we are going to do, I will say, we will count to 10. I will say 1. And as soon as you hear me say 1, you will type 2. And as soon as I see you typing 2, I will say 3. And as soon as you hear me say 3, you will say 4. And we count to 10 like that to see how the latency is on Twitch. And then we maybe do the same for YouTube, but probably not. But it is kind of nice to test this out. So, are you ready? Remember, I will say 1 and then you will say 2. And then we count to 10 that way. Ready? Are you ready? No one's ready, apparently. Maybe the latency is already bad. And that's why no one is ready. 1 second. Okay, just in case. Alright, you're ready. Okay, get ready. Here we go. 1. 3. 4. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. I would have episode 5. You're going in 5. Wait, let's start over, okay? Sorry, that was my bad. Okay, I say the even numbers, you say the odd numbers. Let's try that again. Ready? 1. 3. 5. 7. 9. Good job. Kairos was the fastest. I am surprised. How far Zaren is lagging behind? I guess it's only a couple of seconds. So for those who are on YouTube, if any one of you has a old account on YouTube, we could do the same thing. I guess it is like a couple seconds on Twitch. It was like 2 or 3 seconds, something like that. I was seeing my 6 on screen and already hearing 9. Wait, what? How is it even possible? I had to use the time machine to beat everyone. Wait, what? How would you see the overlay before the audio gets through? That's not even possible. The audio is synced. Like everything... is getting to you at the same time. It's not like I'm sending these at different times. You have misunderstood the data. Misunderstood the data. You said you saw your 6 on stream. You answered to somebody else's leg. But you said you saw your own 6. And you were already hearing 9. How is that even possible? Like, you could only type 6 if you heard 5. Why would you hear 9? Why would you type 6 when you hear 9? It doesn't make sense. Maybe the overlay is really slow? No. Let's try again. The only... Wait. Yeah, let's try again. Just Zeren. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Let's do Zeren and Kairos because they were the ones that were most apart. So Kairos and Zeren should be the only ones typing. And I will say your name. You will type alone. Well, I guess I would say your name and then the number specific to you. Whatever, let's try it again. Okay, ready? 1. Kairos 3. Kairos 5. Zeren 3. Kairos 7. Kairos 9. Zeren 5. Damn, that's crazy. Zeren 7. Are you sure you have low latency turned on? Zeren 9. Damn. Zeren done. Wow. That is quite the delay. Everyone who is on YouTube. Kairos, do you have a YouTube as well where you could check YouTube chat? Sarah's delayed by 2 years and Kairos has negative delay, basically. It's not that far away, come on. Yeah, I don't know. But it is quite long. It is incredibly long. I feel like you're almost as slow as YouTube in general. Because on YouTube, that was the one why I wanted to do the test in the first place. Because YouTube apparently, since I'm streaming in 1440p on YouTube, the YouTube delay is like 10 seconds. Which means every time something happens, it takes 10 seconds for you to see it. And if you then react to it, even if I reply instantly, it will take another 10 seconds for you to hear the reply. Which means by the time you heard the reply, I'm already 30 seconds further into the game or whatever it was. So I'm talking to the past. Did you forget about Zeren's various things? I did forget about that. What was it again? I feel like it sounds familiar. My YouTube latency seems about the same and chat is not working. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, YouTube chat seems not working at all. Now it's working. Classic. Why are YouTube and Kick always doing weird stuff? For me, it is working now. Can you try again? There we go. Liveplot is here. Yeah, now it's working. Wait, Micah was saying something at the start of the stream, so that one I saw, I think. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I updated Social Stream Ninja today, which I use for the multi-stream chat overlay thing. And I thought this would possibly fix that issue, but apparently it didn't. I thought the issue was only on Cake, now it seems to be on YouTube as well. I hope that doesn't persist. Anyway, and let's try that on YouTube. Okay, get ready on YouTube. We do the count to 10 again. Ready? 1. Wow. Live 3. 2. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. That's crazy. Wow, damn, I could eat like dinner in the meantime. It's not even funny. I think it's kind of funny. We didn't get to 10 though. Comparing audios, I have about 1 second difference between YouTube and Twitch. Really? That's why with the counting though, because I feel like even if you get the audio at the same time, the difference between me seeing stuff and like, you know what I mean? It's like more like the reaction time in between could be kind of wonky. So Zeren and Flushy, since you're on YouTube, get ready, because we will try to count to 10 again. Ready? 1. Flushy, right, 0 3, Flushy 2? I guess it is possible 0 this time. 0 5. 0 7. Flushy 3. I got confused the time. 0 9. Damn, 0 is so much faster. Flushy 4. Yeah, it's fine, I think I get it. 7 done. Flushy done. Because he would be at 10 if he actually counted it correctly. I guess you're not that far. Well, I guess you are similarly fast. Flushy is slightly behind. It is not even that bad. Huh. Well, it is still way worse than Twitch. Why is mine that bad? Yeah, why is it? I don't know. Princess Kohari, little bit talks. Yeah, I don't know. Zeron's various things is the name of this account. Oh. Right. That's crazy. I guess some people are like on par with Twitch on YouTube, but the people that are fast on Twitch take like forever on YouTube. As in one before Zeron on my screen and just showed up first. Like really? So there's latency from chat as well to me, like for some people. Instead of just being between the encoding and stuff. No wonder you can't backseat at all. No wonder you can't backseat at all, yeah. Well, I guess it's not that bad though. I don't respond instantly to everyone. But for the YouTube people, it's definitely impossible to backseat, that's true. So if you want like actual interaction, then you definitely have to use Twitch. You can't backseat it if you can't speak, yeah. But I wonder why it is that bad for you. Specifically. YouTube seems better for me though. I guess it was, kinda. Well, I was about to say that everyone should be watching on Twitch for low latency every time someone joins YouTube, but I guess ultimately you have to figure out where your lowest latency is. Where's Alien? We need to test cake. Like, could I test it myself by hearing my own latency? Like, turning on the audio? Wait, I would try that. I'm gonna test it without chat and just respond to myself whenever I hear it. The actual stream. That's gonna be funny. How do I do that? Okay. Is there even a low latency mode on Kick or something? I don't know. Okay, I will say... Oh, it is very fast, actually. So I will count to 10, and I guess I say the next number whenever I hear myself say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7 detected. And I will try it on Twitch, and then I will try it on YouTube. So you guys hear what my latency would be. Okay, let's go here. And then make sure that I have low latency on. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Skipped 8. It's fine. And 9. And then YouTube. So Kick and Twitch is similar. So Twitch seems to be slightly faster. And now I show you YouTube. So you actually see the horror and the difference. If I pause, will it even jump to the current line? Okay. So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Let's skip the rest. It takes too long. There you go. Now you have the direct comparison. It's about 5 times the latency compared to Twitch and Kick. Happy New Year! Thank you. Happy New Year for the Santa head. Yep, the delay is so long. It's Christmas already and New Year's. Bye. Hey, where's the music? Oh. I love taking 50 seconds to count to 10. Classic. Right. What else? Satisfyer 2 releases today, which is kind of exciting. Since I already said that I would be playing Eugenics the entire week, and I kind of want to try to actually get good at it by like farming the house upgrades and stuff in low difficulty. and just skipping right to the end to upgrade the house, and then upgrade Butch on the second layer in Act 1. And then maybe taking 3 cats instead of 4 to level them to get better upgrades and stuff like that. And I think that will actually be a lot of fun, so I will do that for the rest of the week at least. But someone said they might buy me E75 2 because I'm definitely not gonna buy it. Because I feel like I already took some liberties buying eugenics, since we have a lot of games that I already bought from my Christmas gift cards. So there's other games we could play, so I don't have to spend money, and I shouldn't waste money on new games when I have so many good old games that I could play. And by old games, I mean like the Blueprints who won the Indie Awards 2025, which we still have to play. That will definitely fill up probably multiple weeks of content. And then we could explore some of the... We could continue the Oxygen Not Included colony and stuff like that. So there's many games to play. But obviously, if someone actually decides to send me a key or like specifically donate for Slay the Spire 2, I might play it, but no guarantees. Did you hear you want to play Ultra Kill? No? You did not hear that. I did not say that. And also, Ultra Kill is like 6 years old at this point, 5.5, and still quite expensive actually. I'm surprised. Yeah, but I don't think so. Although it would be, that would be fun. I would have fun doing that. Like Firestarters was very cool. So Ultra Kill is probably in a similar vein, is it? Are you sure? I'm sure that I didn't say it. That's why I said it. Yeah. Yeah, it would definitely be fun, but it's not a game that is on my list. Like, there's so many games that I would buy before that. But again, if someone actually was to send me a key for the game, I would probably try to fit it into the schedule. Put like one day of the many days in a week aside for the games that you guys finance. Because I would feel bad if I didn't play games that you gifted me. And obviously the games would probably be fun to play. So I could do like we could do Community Monday or something like that, where we reserve Mondays to play the games that you want me to play. We could make like a voting system in Discord or something where people can vote what they want me to play on Mondays, and then we reserve the entire Monday to play games that you want me to play. How does that sound? Feels like a good idea. Would be fun, maybe. I have a feeling though, if I do that in a community vote on Discord, people will just vote for Oxygen Not Included. And then I play Oxygen Not Included, which would be fine because that is still a lot of fun and probably the community favorite currently anyway. So I think I will do that. Let me write that down. I will, so I don't forget. Unity Monday. Play Discord voted. Just only good games that are already in the schedule. Well, yeah, obviously. Like if you vote just for eugenics, if you already plan to play eugenics the entire week, then that would be skipped. Although, I guess it, yeah, no, it wouldn't make sense. Who made 100? Yep. I need to update the filter thing to not even show auto mode on the overlay. But then again, I wouldn't see it. I need to remove auto mode from the overlay for you, so you don't see auto mode in the overlay. Maybe I should write it down too. Every time I mention something on stream, I basically forget for like 2 weeks. Filter auto mode stream overlay. Write it down. Yes, write it down. Alright, let's get into some game dev, right? Let me stretch and drink some water. Let me catch up. Right, so magic, display capture. Woo. Wait, am I lagging in display capture or no? Just took a bit to load, I think. Boop. Get small. Actually, get large, because I want to show you the like how the colors look. Let's go on the browser. If it even works, I have to test it too. Let's go to next test again because last time it was kind of blown out. There we go. Look how shiny it is. When I scroll down, you can see all the stuff that reflects onto my face. Kind of. Oh. I love watching in 480p. Wait, did you lower it to 480p to have lower latency? Or is it actually 480p? That's neat. Thank you. I found a really good tutorial about this. Although it was more about backlighting, which I haven't implemented yet. And it didn't follow the tutorial exactly in the beginning, which is why the game capture failed, because they had a weird system where you have to actually put everything on a different scene in OBS and then clone the entire scene, and I thought I could just clone the source, which technically you can, but for some reason it doesn't work with the game capture. It works with everything else. So it was weird, which is why I organized the entire thing, so now I did everything modular. I felt like refactoring a code base a little bit, because now everything is a modular separate scene. Like the VTuber model is in a different scene, the overlays are in a different scene, the game capture, window capture, display capture are all in their own separate scenes. And then I have the actual scenes that I switch to, and then I put clones of the separated scenes to assemble them in a new scene. It's like a modular approach. It's kind of cool, actually. So that was fun to find out. First part is my internet is not actually bad, it just likes acting bad, but I have the highest download speed of my friend groups. Too light? Wait, what do you mean by too light? You mean too bright? Too bright, or is the effect too light? Because I played around with it a lot, and I feel like it is subtle enough that it doesn't bother me, and noticeable enough that it's noticeable. I wanted it to be subtle, otherwise it's like weird. So I'm happy with how it looks. Steam page was too bright. Oh, too bright. Bloop, 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 bloop. So flashbang. Because the Steam page in general, yeah, I had to tweak it a lot to not be like weird on a very, very bright screen. But usually I wouldn't be this large now, so I would be in the corner. Or something like this. Maybe here. And it wouldn't be as extreme. And I feel like you should notice it. If there's a bright background, it should also be a little bit blinding. It might be a bit too extreme, but I feel like if I turn it down more, I will be too dark in the actual darker scenes like here. Your blinding colors, yeah. Get blinded. Is it illegal to blind a Time Lord? Maybe. But not in my realm. There must be a law or something. Alright. So, let me open up the to-do list, and then let's get started. Think fast, Juggernauts opens Steam. The law of time doesn't apply in the demon realm. But is it the law of time? I guess the demon realm does have a different flow of time, that's for sure. But I'm not sure. I mean, every country has different laws as well, right? In the human realm as well. So I'm pretty sure blinding the Time Lord is realm-specific jurisdiction. I don't think there's a universal law against blinding Time Lords, but who knows? Even the demon realm has its own laws, exactly. Sure, there's international law. Yeah. But the question is blinding Time Lords part of the international law? Or inter-realm law, it would be. Inter-realm law. The jurisdiction is all realms, technically. Yeah, but you're not the law. Surely, you're not making the laws. Your jurisdiction is time, not laws. Exactly, you're not making the laws. The only real law is the natural law. Every other law is but a voluntary act of play. Getting philosophical, huh? I guess it is true. Even natural laws are social constructs. What? Not really. Like survival of the fittest, for example, it's not really a social construct, it's just a result of nature. I think that's literally the opposite of what a social construct is. I feel like the term natural law literally means something that is not a social construct. How about Newton's laws? They are not social. Exactly. The laws of physics are natural laws, kind of. Unless you're wrong about them. Alright. So, last time we were implementing the shifting. But as usual, we are still busy with doing the new boss phase. Mechanom's final boss phase. And we implemented some kind of current. Turbulence is what I called it in the code. So when Megadon enters the final phase, after hitting his tail, he will spawn a current/turbulence that pushes the player in a specific direction. So you have to swim against the current to hit his weak spot on his chin. So last time we met the current, we put a safe zone on the other side of the current so the player doesn't leave the screen, doesn't get pushed out of the screen. So now we have a safe zone on the left when the current comes from the right, or the turbulence pushes to the left. And then this slows you down, as you can see. And then yesterday, we added the glowing chin as the new final phase weak spot. And we made the turbulence variable. So you can now, or we can now, technically define the direction where the current should push. And with that change, we had to adjust a couple things to make sure it doesn't feel weird. Because initially, we had to normalize the vector basically, so split up the direction and stuff like that. And I think one of the things that we got stuck with was how to override it in a way. Wait, what is that? Oh, never mind. How to override it in a way that... where was it? Is it on the player? Right. Oh yeah, the safe zone, basically. The safe zone was, like, relative to the boundaries and struggled a little bit with figuring that out. But ultimately, it's not even that hard. Yeah, just have the turbulence threshold from each side, depending on where the player is and from where the turbulence is coming from, based on the vectors and stuff like that. And now we can set it to, for example, a 90-degree angle, which will put the turbulence top to bottom and push the player down instead of to the left. Unless everything is a dream of Kohari, then I guess they are a construct, I guess so. Concepts in general are social constructs. Or you mean like, in a philosophical sense, that everything you define is automatically a social construct because humans are the ones that describe it. So any law is already, by its origin and nature, a social construct. Because the animals don't care, they don't describe laws. Very meta. See, now we get pushed down. Probably if I randomize this, we should always make it between 270 and 90, so it always pushes to the left. It shouldn't just push down, it should be angled, but it should always go away from the boss. But that is not what we are doing today. What we are doing today... well, we might do it later. Is fix the weak spot. Laws of physics, the bane of my existence. Is it? Are you struggling in like physics classes and stuff? How's that been going, Kohari? Hello, Conrad. Nice of you to stop by. How are you doing? Having a good session? I just started, basically. We started the stream with some chatting. And I was just summarizing what we did yesterday. But yes, it is going great. Thank you. Nature doesn't write out definitive laws. We define the laws using science, therefore it's a social construct. I guess so. But I feel like that is not all what people use the word social construct for. So, you know. It's kinda reductive and contrarian. Argumentative, if you may. We don't define them, we describe them. Yeah. Episode 75. Yes, this is the 75th development stream. That is true. Hello, Judastre. Or Judas. I can't say it in French. Judasto? No, I can't do it. Judastre. Is it even French? I don't know. I'm a mechanical engineer. All my classes are physics. Oh. I will look and do some co-working then. Well, Conrad, I wish you good luck with yourself. How is it going for you, by the way? Are you making good progress on your game? On your game, Hemomancer, wishlist Hemomancer on Steam. Yeah, Conrad Grid is making a villain-based roguelite. That is very cool. So check it out. W plug. Hashtag it. Exactly. I think I saw the first 3 and now this time flies. Damn, the first 3? What did we even do in the first 3 development streams? Was it database stuff? I feel like it was database stuff. Because in the beginning we didn't have much, did we? We had to implement the leaderboard. Or was it just the buttons? Did we make a white background and buttons in the first 3 screens? But to be fair, the streams have gotten shorter. In the beginning we did like 7 to 12 hour streams. And now it's more like 2 to 3. So the number goes up faster. Like my status says, how is it already March? Wait, is that what your status said? Oh yeah, it is. I guess it is. I remember your old status. It was very, political and accurate. But it is a really politics, not really. Fuck eyes, I think, was it? Let me just say it, it's fine. Wasn't it something with the server? Yeah, I think so. We did do super base stuff in the beginning, but was it in the first 3 episodes? Probably not. I think the first 3 were like very basic, setting up the project, making a button on a white background, the menus, stuff like that. Maybe, I don't remember, it's been too long. It's almost been a year. I think we started in June? May? We started in May? No. May was the model speed one. So I did the VTuber model in the first 2 weeks. Was it 1 week? Was it 1 week? Might have been 1 week. So we might have already started in May. At the end of May last year. In June. Oh, we also did the HIO version first as well. Not French, just made up. I'm Swedish, but it's not Swedish, you know. Everyone struggles to pronounce it, but never heard French before. Chutasto. Why am I struggling with that so much? Wait a minute. But I feel like, don't the French have a lot of words that end like in R-E, like that? I guess it is Jutestre. What does it mean? It's just a name, I assume. Just a made-up name. Être, for example, to be, French, être. That's what I thought. But for some reason, Jutestre. There we go, I got it. Jutestre. That would be the French pronunciation. Jutestre. know I couldn't remember how to say it. But now I do. But it's not French, so who cares? But I will pronounce it in French now, so unlucky for you. Tutastre. Do you have the world record? World record in what? Anyway, hitbox. So for some reason, the hitbox that we introduced last time for model speedrunning, no, I don't think so. It took way too long. I could probably make one in one day. I think people have done that. Like a one-day VTuber model speedrun. I think we did one very basic one on the debut stream when I showed the workflow. But that one was way too basic. But it was also only like 6 hours. It took 40 hours to make the 1.0. I spent way too much time on that. Yeah. But if you want to make a good one, it takes a lot longer. Right. So we introduced the new hitbox on the chin. And for some reason, it doesn't actually register. I want to try and disable the hitbox just so we don't get hit. But is hiding it, even disabling it? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I would have to turn it off differently. Let's see. Maybe do it in the code. So we enter the final phase down here. Initiate final phase here. 1 week for hit. So doing the third... Well, doing testing is the first phase, right? If we hit the weak spot during the first phase, we go into the final phase. And when we hit the weak spot, since it's not already the final phase, we go here. So it toggles the weak spot visibility to false, sets the weak spot hitbox to false. And then the hurtbox to false, and then he takes damage. Then we enter the final phase. Set the phase to the final phase. Pause the challenge timer. Cancel his attack. Reset his movement and scale and position. Increase the drift speed. That is usually used for the background, so he moves around properly on the right side. Show his health bar. Toggle the final weak spot visible. That one is working. So you can see the chin. And then weak spot hitbox set the third one to be true. That's why it's not working. Already found it. Because it should be final weak spot. That was easy. See, that's why I should do like 7-hour test streams. Because you get locked in so much. Because at the end of last stream, I was not able to find it instantly. I would have probably searched for like another 1 or 2 hours. And now I immediately find the issue. So I think 3 to 4 streams for dev. Like increasing the amount of dev streams instead of the time for each dev streams feels like a good change on the schedule. Not if chat has anything to do about it. What? looking in. Oh, right, because I get distracted a lot from chat. True. There we go. Ta-da-da. I guess it's the other side of it. If I do like a 7-hour stream, I can spend 1 hour to talk to chat and then log in for the rest 6 hours. But if I only do a 3-hour stream and talk to chat for an hour, the stream is almost over already. I guess that's the other downside of it. There we go! Get chinned. Kick him in the chin. Six hours with chat disabled. Hey. So now that that is working, can remove the comment. Why is the scale like the one removed now? I genuinely don't understand why Godot does weird stuff like that. Like the version control stuff. Let's just say fix. It's not really a fix, is it? I would probably just amend it if amending was a thing in Godot version control. I only tried Godot briefly long ago, but I have 3 interesting ideas I think would make sense implementing in a game engine. So considering diving into it again after I finish some other hobby projects. Oh! Well. Good luck. Not games, more like experiments. Yeah, no, you're not the only one using Godot for like a lot of experimental stuff, if you decide to do that. Or do you mean like the other projects that you have currently running? Because Audacious Gabe, also someone we rated in the past, who does really cool Godot stuff, also did some really good projects. Like the class morphism on itch.io, stuff like that. Fool of Tarot. Hello. Is it tarot? Tarot? Do you say tarot cards in English? Stuff I'd probably go to Unity for 5+ years ago. I mean, I feel like you could still go to Unity. Although Godot is fun, Unity seems to still be viable. Probably more capable overall. Tarot cards. But how do you pronounce this? Is tarot, 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 tarot like carrot, or tarot? Fix final export. Holy, I feel like my brain is melting. Fix final export not being enabled. Kind of phase. Turret. With 2 A's? Wait, let me actually Google that. Also, again, I don't know how. Wait. Remember how I said the other day that I always thought it would be pronunciation? Thank you, a fool of tarot. Let me drink some water. Remember the other day when I told you guys that I figured out that actually it's pronunciation instead of pronunciation? Like without the O, pronunciation. And I always thought it was pronunciation for my entire life. And now I know why. Because it is to pronounce. It is not to pronounce. It is to pronounce. So why is it called pronunciation? I hate English. What are you creating? So this is this a game yet? It is a game about the players making all the decisions, all the development and design decisions. We started with just a button and with the dual early access with just this. Well, it was white in the beginning. Yeah. This was the initial game in early access. All you could do is make a button go up a number by clicking the button. And then every leaderboard cycle period, the people on top of the leaderboard, or the people, like every time you played, you could like submit your score onto the leaderboard, and then the top 3 people on the leaderboard with the highest score and the top 2 most upvoted submissions were implemented into the game. And now, 3 cycles later, we have this beautiful hub world. Well, beautiful is subjective. But I will probably overhaul the visuals at some point. We have this hub world, we have some shop with cool stuff in it, different cursors. And the game is now no longer a button, it is an actual game with stuff. I could walk you through all of the different cycles, but I feel like I shouldn't do that every time someone asks about the game. But there's the project. Everything you see was decided by a player. Oh, I switched to the ice girl, so I was wondering why I'm not hitting the buttons correctly. My tablet is dying, 4% power, no electrical socket around. Unfortunate, but I wish you a nice day, and hopefully you will find a way to charge your tablet. App is good. The app is made with AI, but thank you. Made it with local stuff, Comfy UI, and I think it was Flux 1 back then. Yeah, I think it was Flux 1 Dev. Or Flux 1 Schnell. The one that was commercially licensable. Yeah, one of them. And now, I would probably update it with Flux 2. Because Flux 2 is very powerful for image editing. And I think it does some really cool stuff. I used some Flux 1. You used some Flux 1? Yeah. I have to hop over to phone, but the picture will be so tiny. Can I even read the code? Probably not. But do you even have to? I feel like you don't even want to. Anyway. Yeah, I really need to... I say this every stream, basically, but I really need to connect VS Code and then hop over to VS Code to code instead of doing it in the engine. That way I could make the code a lot larger without having all the other windows around, basically. Okay, so the next step is randomize current and push player, or like disable player movement after weak spot. Well, let's call it weak spot hit transition, which is pushback player, disable input, and randomize angle, turbulence angle. Code only stream layout would make sense. Yeah. But there's like so much switching between the scenes, and like having the scene tree and stuff is nice to have. And the photo as well. I wanted to have like a layout where you can see everything. But ultimately, when we are focused on coding, it would make sense to have another window for that, so people can actually see what's happening. Alright, so on the export hit, if final, toggle final export false, notebooks, false, take damage. So it would be to do randomize turbulence pass pushback layer as disabling codes. Probably would be better to throw the player immediately, and then so he doesn't get confused why he can't move. But the randomization should be easy. Plus we enable export. Also, there could be a different phase. Like instead of just resetting, I guess it would anyway. I feel like we need to up the difficulty every time. So it seems like I decided to go with the Sonic Adventure 2 Final Hazard style, where you just hit the chin. Then we do the in-betweens later. I think it's on. Oh! Or we could hijack the non-final phase stuff to make him swim through the screen again, and then he transitions over. Again. Could do that too. Have like another dash attack phase. And then afterwards you go back to the other one. Maybe you should do that. But not really. It's kind of complicated because we have to manage the timer again then. If we go back into the active phase. We could introduce some other phase. First of all, let's get a random turbulence value. So that will be turbulence angle equals randomized random in range. And it's gonna go from not 90 because it's too steep. So 120 to 250, and then the strength is gonna be increased. What is the current strength? 80? Maybe we should start at 70 and then increase it by 10. Let's call it turbulence increment. And then we put that turbulence strength plus equals turbulence increment. So every time we hit the weak spot, it increases. Hello, wizard. Am I a wizard now? Wizard Kohari. You're a wizard, Kohari. Or is it another pun on the lizard? I mean, Mizumi Poto? More like Kohari Poto. I guess. Oh, let's get them separate. Did I forget to take my meds? I think I did. I think I forgot to take my ADHD meds because my brain is not working at all right now. So we increase the strength, we randomize the angle, then we have to re-enable the weak spot. And I guess it would disable the player movement for a little bit so he gets pushed back. So we could just make a timer, like an inline timer. Does he have the player? I guess he would take it from... Wait a minute. Can we go to the player? And then... on hit, via handle hit. But the player doesn't know about the boss phase, and the boss doesn't really know about the player. I think it's fine. I think we take it from the gameplay. Gameplay player. Do we already have... I think we already have logic somewhere that disables player controls. Is it on the player maybe? Where would it even be? Oh, couldn't we do it in process? Like the update target position thing? We could technically multiply the turbulence by a strong value for a short amount of time. And basically say... With some backseat coding in Ryu, I don't have the full picture at all, but I'd probably have turbulence min and turbulence max constant and increment that fraction. Feel free to backseat, like I don't mind backseating. There's even, I think I even have a tag on Twitch that backseating is allowed. So no, it would not annoy me. I feel like it's over-engineered though. I think we keep things simple. But yeah, you're probably right. It would make more sense to have a min and max. And then increment the fraction. But then you would also have to know when the final phase is. Yeah, you would have to know how many times you can hit the weak spot, which we probably will know at some point. It's probably gonna be free. But then again, I feel like it's over-engineering it. Also, I figured out today that the YouTube latency is very, very high. So just be aware that it will probably always take like 20 seconds. Well, probably like 10 seconds until you get my reply to your message. Don't know how many hits we're talking about. Yeah, it's probably gonna be 3. Something between 3 or 5. 3 is the classic boss hit strategy. And if you have some in-between phases, it's probably making the boss fight long enough that it is fine. For now... Where was I? Right. Increase the turbulence temporarily every time we hit the boss in the final phase. Effective. When is it even called here? Oh, because the turbulence updates. Oh, we don't have to do it in the player at all. We can just multiply the turbulence temporarily. Yeah, okay. Because the player takes the turbulence from the gameplay and the boss is updating the turbulence in the gameplay, so they communicate through the main script. So we can just do get... How is it? Timer? How does it work again? Get scene? Get scene... How does it work? Create timer? Get tree, not scene. Get tree... Create timer. And then... It's gonna be like 2 seconds. It should be a tween, actually. Yeah. So, create tween. Where do we do tweens? The tween somewhere. And where's the attack tween? Oh, it's in the auto script. The old version, because he don't override it. So just copy that and adjust it. I just have bad memories of getting myself into sticky situations when using hardware use and the math suddenly gets too complex for easy adjustments. Yeah. It would be the cleaner approach, you are correct. But it's not gonna be a big issue. We'll just pick the numbers, and if it becomes an issue, we can still fix it. Because you're probably right. If we do 5 hits, the turbulence would be so strong that the player can't even reach the boss. So there's something, definitely something to be aware of that we will probably run into. So this will be create tween, and this is gonna be turbulence. We could call it... Or self, and then turbulence strength, and then turbulence strength times 2, and the duration is gonna be 1 second. Then afterwards, have a second property that is gonna do turbulence strength divided by 2 for 1 second. And just to be sure, we make an actual variable new turbulence. turbulence strength plus turbulence increment. Just to make sure that we don't override the regular strength. So it's taking the old one. Right, so it updates the turbulence strength, the actual value, with the new 1 times 2. Then it goes back to just the new one. And that way, we don't work on the actual thing and can make sure that the final value is correct. And then so then this. Or we should have this as a function. What would we even call it? Or the tween, we can put a callback here. Tween callback is gonna be function basically gonna be decimal rules. So enable the help box and define the weak spot hitbox. And the visibility. Hello Magnum, welcome. So that's gonna be true. There we go. That should do the trick, surely. Also, I want to actually get the twin girls again because it's easier to work with. Interesting. So now the boss should disable the player or like push so hard that you should reach the edge of the screen after hitting the weak spot. And then it should be a random direction. And once you hit the edge of the screen, well, not exactly, it's 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, the weak spot enables again. It didn't. I think the tween is not doing anything. But at least the weak spot is enabled again after. Turbulence strength. Oh, we don't update it. Let's put this in a function. Update turbulence. Good here. And then call update turbulence. And this we can call we can't even use a tween for that actually. I think it makes more sense to use a timer anyway. Maybe we don't use a tween. I wanted to use a tween to be able to go back and forth easily. But now that we have to update, it's kinda annoying. I don't want to have multiple callbacks. So instead, let's do turbulence strength equals... Do I really want to do it this way? Maybe I don't make a function. But then I have to call it return. Let's have new strength. Or just turbulence strength. Or just strength. Angle strength. And then use angle. I feel like angle is already a function. Some kind of inbuilt thing, no? No, actually. Angle strength. Angle is gonna be float. Strength is gonna be float as well. Then strength. Direction. And then up the turbulence is gonna be turbulence, angle, turbulence, strength. And then up here, we're gonna do update turbulence with new turbulence times 2. Do we even have to have them as variables up here? I think we could do initial angle and initial strength. Looked at it metal smart. Let's just call it new turbulence angle, new turbulence strength. Then we say new turbulence angle, new turbulence strength times 2. Then we put a timer at 3, create timer for 1 second. Timeout function, update turbulence. I guess we would do all the things. We could also do a wait, right? And then update it again. And then remove all pad. And put it here. Alright. So disable the weak spot in the hurt box. Update the turbulence. The new variables. Then update the gameplay turbulence so the player is affected. Wait 1 second. And then update it to the actual value. So the player gets pushed back with double the speed. Probably put it to times 5. To make sure you can't push against it even when you're dashing. And then put it to the original. And then enable the hitboxes again. Okay, let's see if this works. Ow. Okay, enabled. Oops. Oh yeah, it is working. Kind of. Maybe a little bit too strong. I really do put it to twice. Maybe 2 times was good enough. Because I don't want the player to be like pushed back so hard that he flies outside of the screen. Ow. Oops. What? It's now it pushes wide up. It's kind of annoying already because it is not controller movement, so you are pushing. You're trying to get weird angles on this. But I guess it's part of the challenge, but also I feel like it shouldn't be so hard. Like, it's very awkward actually to hit him without getting hit yourself. And technically you can counter it. At the moment. Well, I guess it is strong enough to not counter it. Maybe you just shouldn't have hitbox in the final phase. I don't know. Like, I have a feeling that with many other things, I'm gonna get so used to doing this myself that I completely forget how weird and frustrating it feels in the beginning by the time the cycle releases. Also, we should disable the twin buttons. Maven is dead. How do we usually do it? How do we disable them? I mean, I see show and hide, but are they actually still active when they are not shown? I feel like they are. How do we disable them? How are we even disabling them ever? Surely during the rhythm game it must be disabled somehow. Rhythm button show. Huh. Or is it just a playout? It is. Let's just try it. Just like hide both of them. And see if the player can still interact with them. Because I feel they can. What is another mechanic that makes the buttons disappear? The minigame? The treasure chest minigame? Although I would have probably not thought about it there either. Treasure chest minigame. Oh, because maybe it's because the engine timescale is down, the player isn't actually moving that much. Can't really do that on the boss though. So let's try. What is that for? Why is that in gameplay? Oh, because it's on the, on the scene. So initiate final phase and then gameplay, twin button, show, hide. Gameplay, twin button, popping, hide. let's put it to here. Actually, disable question mark. Just in case. They're oscillating them. It's so weird. I guess it would be easier if you actually saw. Maybe it's just an issue of visuals. Because if you actually saw where the current is coming from with the VFX that we will add to that, I feel like it's gonna be a lot easier to actually do that without getting hit. And also, we probably adjust the hitboxes in a way that makes it easier to not get hit by him too. Because at the moment, like even if you attack through the weak spot, there's a chance that you get hit. Unless you do it like perfectly. Also, I'm surprised that the currents are not strong enough yet to actually prevent us from hitting him after so many hits. Megan undefeated. Maybe we shouldn't put a cap on it. Maybe don't make it. Maybe we don't make it like only 3 hits or only 6 hits, and actually make it based on his health. Since he does have health power. I forgot about that. So we could just use the health power, and once he's dead, he's dead. And then the more damage you do, and the more buffs you get, you actually have to do it less often. Ow. I don't know why. Is it actually increasing? Because it feels too easy. Let's increase the increment to 20 and start at 50. Well, let's put it to 60-20. See what happens. Also, we could randomize the first one too, actually. No. Always to the left. So people know immediately what's up. Damn, I spawned right next to him. Or he spawned right next to me, basically. It is definitely getting stronger, but it is manageable if you keep dashing. You don't dash. You know what it is? It's because you don't really gain the speed based on where you are moving, but your own speed. Like if you press 2 buttons at once, you go the same speed diagonally as you would go in one direction. But there is a time in between where you're, because of the weird movement system you have, where you like smoothly turn, the turning in between is actually going slower. Which means if you don't go specifically one direction, it is very hard to swim against the current pressing 2 buttons, so you kinda have to do weird stuff. And the moment you let go of one direction, you immediately you swim in the zigzag. You kinda lose the smooth movement during the turbulence phases, which is unfortunate. How is it still possible? I thought this would for sure get to a point where we can't actually push against it. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Is it actually getting harder or not? I feel like it's not getting harder at all. Although it does feel kind of harder. What happened now? He broke. Oh, the timer ran out. Actually, I want to print the strength value because I have a feeling something is going wrong. Print new turbulence string. Because I feel like last time when we did the turbulence to like 120 or something, it was already impossible almost to go against. And it feels so light now after the turbulence. Maybe it is increasing probably. And I'm just getting used to it very quickly. Yeah, it is increasing. I guess you could increase it more then. Because with the dashing, it's still very easy. Did I just hit a mine? I had a decoy. Maybe we should also, if we're in the vicinity of... There was also a feature, I think, during Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which kinda is the inspiration for this type of boss. But they had a feature that when you are close enough to the weak spot, you just get drawn into it when you dash. Like it should be what happens. Like, make the chin magnetic. Magnetic chin. It's not increasing anymore. I think. I should probably post the strength and not the actual vector because otherwise I don't actually see the length of the vector, which is the strength of the pushback. Ow. Okay, total is 60, 160, right, and then it goes to 80. From 60 to 80. Oh, so it doesn't work. It's not working. Okay, so not actually increasing the strength. Oops. it would be what? So we do turbulence angle, and then turbulence strength equals plus equals increment, and then here we do new turbulence strength or temp. Oh, new turbulence strength equals turbulence strength, and then but we don't even need to do that either. We don't need new turbulence at all because we're not overriding it anymore, because we're not using a tween anymore. So we can't just do times 2 and then set it to the actual strength here. That makes a lot more sense. That makes way more sense. Now it should be working correctly. And now it's gonna be too strong as well. Because every time we hit him, it goes up a lot. And earlier it only went up once. So after like 3 hits, we probably can't even do anything. It's so weird. Yeah, I don't think it feels good. We definitely have to tweak that. Damn, look. We can't even move anymore. Look at that. But if we permanently dash, if we dash the entire time, then it is possible. 140 seems to be the limit. It's so weird. Also depends from which direction it comes. Cause okay, let's put it to 10. Maybe do the min-max that you just suggested. Yeah, let's do that. It was a good idea. Because now that we have infinite potential hits, depending on how much HP the boss has, there needs to be a limit. But also, not really, actually. Because all we need is a clamp. We don't need to actually increment by... We don't need to increment... We don't need to take like an in-between value or like a... What did you say? We don't need to increment by a fraction because we can just clamp it and then it stays at the max at the end, no matter how many hits you have. So after 5 hits, it is maxed out. So that is plus equals... No, it's gonna be equal, and then clamp, turbulence strength, or turbulence strength, min. I guess you would increment it and clamp it after, it's fine. Equals clamp. In X. And then you run how? Not declared. What do you mean not declared? Oh. Of course. We need the regular one as well. Do we even need a min and max? I guess we only need a max. We don't need a min. It doesn't get reduced. So we could just do strength, turbulent strength plus increment. And then strength and max. Can do it in one. Rogue lurking, but hope stream's going well. It is. Adwadian, lurk away and good luck with your stuff. What? Tum tum tum. Tum tum tum. Blue quarry, princess quarry, and blue brunette that's a figurine for the barrage of redeems. Blue princess. Also, blue is a good call because my water is empty. I've got so many points. Maybe I should decrease the prices. Inflation. If everyone is paid so well in points. I think that one is kind of too strong, actually. And the Xanthite as well, of course. And Square Quarry. Getting all of them. Thank you for that. It's not violent enough. The headpits are not violent enough. What do you mean by that? Okay, enough. Odd. I think that is too heavy. Let's put it to 100 max and start at 50 or something. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Start at 50, put it at 100. And then increment by 10. It also kind of matters where the direction is. So sometimes it feels harder than it actually should be, depending on the angle. But it's fine. Actually, now I'm kind of thinking that maybe the turbulence should apply to the player based on his movement direction, instead of pushing him in a specific direction. Because that way, it would feel smoother when you're moving around. I think. I'm sure there's something we can do to make it feel better. And actually, now that we have a max value, we could set the initial update to the max strength times 2, so the player can't actually push through in the beginning, because otherwise they could like kinda double tap the boss. I will grab something to eat and go back to work. Have a nice dinner. Alright, last test. Then we go into the air break. Oops. I guess you can still kind of push against it. It's so weird. See, that's the problem, kinda. You can't even move up. Like, I can't move up, and I can't move right, but if I actually go diagonal, I don't move at all. Because you push exactly against the current, which... Why would it even behave like that? I feel like if you push it directly against the current, it would be faster. Oh, it's because it turns off at the bottom and the left. Yeah, if you go right, it pushes you only down. If you go up, it pushes you only left. And dash is weird too. If I dash, I actually move down first. Maybe that's why it feels so weird. Why is that? Is it because the dash actually only pushes you forward in the direction you are looking instead of going where your target is? Just thinking out loud, maybe this is a terrible idea. Maybe camp movement with the current so you don't go too fast in that direction, only slow you down going against the current. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but that's also kind of weird. I think the bigger problem is that the dash doesn't actually move you correctly. Or more like, the current is baked into the weird in our target movement thing. Which makes it weird because it actually interferes with the input in a way that makes the player movement clunky. I gotta ask, just out of curiosity, is that your real voice or are you using a voice changer? I am using an AI voice changer that I trained myself with open source text-to-speech stuff. Basically. So instead of baking it in, we should push the player. I feel like we should use physics, but I kind of don't want to use physics. But it would feel a lot better. Like very wonky workflow. Skin issue. But yeah, it was very complicated. It was very complicated to translate my abyssal queen demon voice into human speech. Will we ever hear your real voice? No. You can't. It is physically impossible. Human ears cannot hear the frequencies that my species is speaking at. Sorry. Would I just sound like a pregnant whale or something? Probably something like that, yeah. That sounds accurate. Thank you for that, bits. Oh, my man did an ad break. God damn it. No, it's already over. Well, I will fill up my water. 1 second. Yeah, I wasn't even gone. Right. Where were we? So strength right, the turbulence thing. So what it should be doing is take the actual, like, interfere with the actual velocity of the player instead of pushing against the input. But since we are not using physics for the movement, that is gonna be difficult. Target position. But the target point is the thing that moves the goalpost of what the player tries to reach with the movement system. Maybe if we applied the effective turbulence not to the target point, but to the actual position. Yeah, that makes way more sense. What was I thinking? So instead of having up the target position, you would have... Wait, where is it? Where's the update? Ja. Can we at least hear you speak Deutsch? Was soll ich auf Deutsch sagen? Tetsuya, was soll ich dir auf Deutsch erzählen? Was kann ich für dich tun, Tetsuya? That is my German. You're welcome. Position. So we do a different function, update player position, which is gonna be direction, radius. Is it gonna be the same? No. It's the distance tool, which gives you the delta value times speed times delta. Wait, is it a vector? No. Float. Move towards the global target point distance tool. Why am I even reading those? I can just put it into a function. Update position. And then put the variables in after, depending on what it does. Actually, we'll do it like this. And then it needs delta. And then we take that and override it instead and get the turbulence applied to that. The distance, speed, delta. Global position. With the distance. Wait, what is that? The delta. Oh, it's the distance to the global position plus the turbulence. Wait, is it gonna be the same? I feel like it's gonna be the same, sure. Okay, German fees, love it. What did I miss? Oh, we were talking about the voice changer and how my demonic vocal cords cannot be heard without the voice changer by human ears. And then Zeren was guessing at what it might sound like. Does the rule let you use any other language than theirs? Yes. I'm using GD script, but you can use C# as well. So C# would be the alternative. So if you're familiar with Unity, you probably are familiar with C#. Not that theirs is bad, but just curious. Yeah, I get it. So put it here, and then distance to... I don't know what to do with this. I guess I leave it like this. Put a new line here. And then remove this. If this is gonna be the same, I'm gonna be sad. Because then we have to figure out something else. And never mind, I like how you're thinking. Maybe not the pregnant part. Pregnant is important. What is the pregnant gonna do to the voice of a whale? Is it actually different? Is there like science on it? Did whales sound different when pregnant? Is it a critical component? Why is this complaining? Get some scientific. Position with value of type mid. I'm not returning anything. Because I'm mute. Position equals. Let me just go and update. Wait. Oh! It's because you don't apply it to the dash at all. Dash is calculated completely differently. Input direction, radius, target speed, delta. Input direction, dash target radius, dash target speed, delta. So we applied it to the dash and to the not dash, but the initial target point of the dash is not using the new calculation. Which I'm not sure how to do. Position plus direction to target point. Does it need a third function? Update dash target. Position. And then func update dash target position. Which doesn't even need delta because it's an initial. Kohari. Zeren. What can I do for you? I gotta go, got a dentist appointment, have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, Flushy. Have a good dentist appointment. I hope everything is fine and you all. Oral cavities. Nom Nom knows exactly what I meant. What do you mean Nom Nom? Where's Nom Nom? Nom Nom isn't even here. I'm not that sharp at C#, mostly experienced with C and Python, or forced to use C++ but using it like C. I mostly used Unity for simple things where I just needed 3D cameras and stuff. C and Python. I feel like you would be comfortable with GDScript though, because GDScript I feel like is something in between Python and C#. So maybe you do want to use C#, like GDScript. I like it a lot actually. And obviously it gives you the advantage of having like integrated functions and stuff that work really well with the engine. Wait, no, I'm dumb. Ilaria, it was Ilaria. I assumed it was Nom Nom because it was a lizard. What? You mean Ilaria would know what you mean with the pregnant stuff? Pregnant boy stuff? I mean, Nom Nom was the one who pushes me being a lizard a lot. Yeah, but I'm not sure what you're trying to get at. Check the VTuber channel. Oh yeah, Laria posted it. Why are you posting an image of a lizard with whale noises? How does that make sense? God damn it. Still wondering why pregnant? Me too. Me too. Because it needed to have some kind of modifier that is not just whale noises, because obviously I'm not a whale. So my default voice can't sound like a whale. That must be something else. Like a pregnant whale. Like a whale, like something... Probably a pregnant whale doesn't even sound different. But I get the idea. It's like, if a pregnant whale sounded different than a regular whale, that is what my voice would sound like. I think that's what Zaren meant. Because pregnant makes you hurt and complain. I don't know about that. That one just seems offensive. What the hell? Anyway... But yeah, you got it. Yeah, I got it. Kind of. Direction 2. And then... we take that here. And apply the turbulence. You can also just get target distance as an override and do it differently. And that should actually be way easier. I think I'm going to do that. But let's test this first. I guess. Oh, that's like this. Wait, that's not true. Oh, it's different. It's fine. Let's see how it feels. If it actually fixes it. I think it's still gonna be trash. But it fixes it's gonna fix the dash, the actual dash. Wait, why is it broken? I didn't change this. How can it be broken? Am I not calling it? I change something weird? Is it because... Oh yeah, I know why. No, I don't know why. I don't know why. Let's first remove the turbulence and see if it's still working. Actually, no, delete this. And see if that is still working. First regression tests. Right now, alright. Now it's normal, obviously, because without the cloud turbulence. So it is still normal. As I sorry to my fellow women, I didn't mean to be offensive. It's fine. I think. I know it wasn't said in bad faith. And I'm pretty sure pregnant women would probably agree that they are cranky at times while pregnant. Probably. So why did it change then? Because I feel like if we take these 1 to 1 and just add the turbulence to the target position, I guess it wouldn't work like that. We would have to... So currently it takes the distance, multiplies it with the speed and delta. But the move towards vector... Oh, so it would be here now. Wait, are they both using move towards? Is it the case earlier? What? It doesn't even use move towards. Why is it suddenly move towards? Can I just copy it? Wait, I didn't copy the right thing. I didn't copy the correct thing, that's fine. There you go. The dash target and the update. And then the position. What is it? Dash target position. Why would it even be affected? It wouldn't. It wouldn't be affected. Why am I doing that? Yeah, the dash target shouldn't be affected. But it also... It just adds to the position and direction. And the target is not affected. Yeah, this should be fine. I think this will work. So move towards the target plus gameplay turbulence. This will still not be perfect, but I think it will be a lot better. I just learned that YouTube without graphics acceleration is BS. Why? Also, how do you not have acceleration on? What is it? Why is it so floaty? That feels so weird. pushed if I don't move. For some reason. Oh. I feel like it's correct. It is correct, except that it doesn't push us. I don't know, it feels so weird. It only pushes us when we actually move. No, it's not correct. It is way too weird. Why is it so fast? And why doesn't it get faster when swimming with the current? Something is definitely off here. Oh. It's because, yeah, no, it won't work like that. Ah, god damn it. Fleshy not here. Not to be rude, but are you autistic? Why? First of all, why would it be rude? And second of all, why would you ask that? And third, what makes you think that I am? I disabled it for some arcane purpose I had to accomplish. We are all here, so cute voice. Thank you. So what happened when you disabled it? Zarin, don't leave us hanging. Also, welcome, Flashy. I don't think I am. But I think I have ADHD. Not sure about autism. I don't think I am. I would be very surprised if I had autism. FPS dropped to like 2. Really? That's crazy. So I think we do have to do it on the update target position, but I don't know how we would do it in a way that it actually works properly. Position plus direction plus radius. Times radius. Target point, move towards position plus direction times radius. Speed times delta. Will we even slow down? Or I guess I do. We kind of tested it already. It was an exaggeration, but it's really noticeable. Yeah, I can only imagine. Do I even have it on? I don't even know. I think isn't Arbor acceleration on by default? So if I just add it here, it becomes the weird mod. I feel like we have to diminish. I feel like we have to take the difference. No. We have to adjust the direction. Based on the direction of the turbulence. So basically we add the turbulence to the direction, but we shouldn't add it directly. We need to somehow I tried using GD script learning with Bracky's tutorial as much as I know the signals are most of the programming here. Please confirm. Signals are most of the programming? I mean, it depends what you're trying to do. We have used signals, but I feel like I don't use that many signals. I definitely can. Like, most of the communication between scripts should happen through signals, so... But you don't have to. Like, there's a lot of other programming going on other than signals. So I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Let's try it again to figure out how it feels and why. Did I actually just add it last time? No. Target? Yes. Effective turbulence. Let's try it again with just the turbulence. See how it feels. And figure out why it feels weird again. I probably should visualize the target point again to make it more obvious. Like, I had some debugging. I think I had some debugging tools to showcase when I showcased the movement logic back in the day. I think that still feels normal. It only becomes an issue if the current gets too strong. Oh. Is it because I did the effective current? Is the effective current what makes it weird? Not really. Still weird. I don't know, it feels kinda correct and wrong at the same time. I basically meant the program is much supposedly less verbose compared to anything else. What? Supposedly much less verbose? Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's very nice to work with when you're used to Python, for example. It's something I always say is like a scripting language between Python and C#. And Python is also very unverbose, I guess. So yeah, it is quite comfortable. Thank you, Yenaria. I drank some water. It's just weird. It feels weird. It feels so smooth if you just move around. I feel like it should feel similar in terms of movement because we feel like we lose this circular motion completely. Like if I go in a circle, it feels so smooth even though it's W and AC. But as soon as the current turns on, I guess this still makes sense. It's only the diagonal current that doesn't make sense, right? I guess it still does as well. Oh wait. Maybe it is correct. But I accept this, can I? I don't like how it feels. But I think it's correct. His turbulence during the whole boss fight, yeah, it gets stronger every time you hit him. At least that was the idea. Maybe I shouldn't. Chat is wild today. Those are some interesting messages. Good morning, slept for another 13 hours. 13 hours? Did you do like another 9-hour stream or 12-hour stream or whatever? That's crazy. Like, oh, I feel like you need to get into it. Well, I guess if you're still healthy, it's fine, but you should probably look at getting a proper schedule and actually sticking to it. Instead of doing like this insane editing sessions and then to sleep for 13 hours and then do insane editing sessions again. Although I do get it. I've been like that in the past as well. I didn't. I streamed for 4 hours, took a break, ate breakfast, then died. Well, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a therapist, so why am I giving advice like that? You should probably talk to someone, probably. Because I feel like it's impacting you a little bit from what you said in the past. Not to psychoanalyze you. Unless you're feeling well, but I feel like sometimes you seem to struggle with your sleep schedule. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. So forget what I said. But if you feel like you struggle, you should definitely talk to someone. I usually sleep around 11 hours. Really? Well, you're Spanish, that doesn't count. I feel like it's normal for Spanish people. Maybe not. Is it racist? Is it racist? I'll do my best. Thanks for worrying. I felt that. Got him. Oh. You know what? I think we should do it completely different. I think we should only modify the delta based on the alignment to the current and make the current a percentage. So if it's fully aligned, it is 100% and completely stops you. Nah, I don't know, man. This is kind of difficult to get right with the current movement system. If it was physics-based, it would be so easy. Because you would just have to apply a force. But since it's not physics-based, it's kind of difficult. Average Spanish sleep around 8 hours plus 30 minutes to 1 hour siesta. Am I Spanish? I might be Spanish. Because I sleep for 8 hours, or usually. Usually I sleep for 8 hours and then take like a 30-minute nap. before the stream. Although recently the naps have been more like 10 to 15 minutes. Spanish fish. Position move towards. Wait, couldn't we? Oh, I think I got it. We take the update position. I always say that, but it's probably not gonna got it. We don't do it inside the calculation, we do it after. Because the move towards isn't applied yet. And then afterwards we add the turbulence. Because now everything is calculated properly based on the input of the player like before. And then afterwards we add the vector of the turbulence. And I think that is gonna feel better. I don't know why I didn't do it like that in the first place. Because I thought the move towards would work in place, but it actually returns a vector. Gotta look, I need to be productive for now, wasting time sleeping. And here the cycle continues. But yes, Sako, good luck working. Yeah, that feels way better. See? Everything's working now. I think the problem is now that the actual logic is fixed, the values are way too strong. Because it is applied differently. So now the strength should be 5, 10, 1. Can't describe the excitement I felt when I saw your stream pop up in my feed. Damn! People are getting hooked on me! Be careful! It might become an actual addiction. Koharium is not a drug to take lightly. Koharium should be consumed in, with caution. Oh, that feels so much better! It's still weird, but it is a lot better. It also doesn't actually push the player in a specific direction anymore. Like, it doesn't actually change your view. Like, you still look down and maybe push to the left while looking down and stuff like that. Which makes a lot more sense. And it's a lot easier to control too. Yeah, that is way better. That actually feels like water now, which it's supposed to be, right? Feels like an actual water current that you can swim against controlled. And now you can't really tell because you can't see the actual current. And you can't feel it because you're not controlling the inputs. Maybe I should enable the inputs. Why am I not doing that? We do have input debug stuff. Where is that? Input point, target point. Didn't we have input arrows as well? I feel like we had debug arrows somewhere. How? Could have sworn don't I have a short? I have a YouTube short on the player controls, and there were definitely arrows that showed the input. Oh yeah, there it is. It's actually here, look at that. I just keep that enabled during development, so you can actually see what's happening. Bubble animation are actually crazy. Wait, which ones? You mean the trail? Not I'm exaggerating, but what's up? Well, I'm glad you excited to see me. I'm always excited to see people in chat as well. So the feeling is mutual. Lizard grub saucy. Anyways, Bizu. It's so nice now. I'm glad I fixed it. Ow. It feels so nice. It actually feels perfect. It's also hitting the boss a lot more consistent. What was that? Oh, we lost all the points because I died. Yeah, we need to adjust the hitboxes so the boss doesn't actually hit you when you hit him. It looks a little weird. It only looks weird because we don't have VFX for the current. If we had VFX that show where the current is pushing you, I think it wouldn't look weird at all. But that is something for another day. Alright, that is gonna be... randomized turbulence. Weak spot. Final weak spot hit. Logic. Plus turbulence movement fix. Plus I kind of would love to actually, well, let's call it randomize turbulence angle plus increment string. What do I want to write here? Final phase, weak spot, reaction, result, hit reaction, hit logic. It is hit logic. Then we say increased turbulence. Well, fix turbulence to apply final player movement, and then randomize. Should have committed these separately. You know what? I will commit them separately. So this is gonna be refactor position updates and target updates into separate to use separate functions. And then what is that? Oh, that's the debug. You don't have to push that. This is fix turbulence influence to apply on final player movement. And then this is gonna be adjust turbulence on your, well, just say tweak turbulence values. And then this will be randomize turbulence and increase strength on weak spot. Hit. Or update turbulence angle and strength on final weak spot hit. And then that's it, right? So it randomizes and gets claimed. Update turbulence, wait, update toggles. You know what? Let's put it at a plus new line. Let's do final phase boss weak spot hit reaction. Randomize turbulence angle, increase turbulence strength, and then pushback layer reset weak spot. Do I really have to describe all of this? I feel like I'm kind of overriding the workshops here. Let's just say final boss weak spot hit reaction. Implement final phase boss weak spot hit reaction. Plus fix player movement. Actually no. This is gonna be hide button, hide twin buttons and tweak turbulence values. Fun says boss weak spot hit logic, hide twin buttons, and tweak turbulence values. That seems good to me. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Alright! So weak spot hit transition, drain mass turbulence, push back player. And then fix turbulence. Influence on player movements. So we kinda have that going. We don't do the chase, probably. So tomorrow we start on attacks, I guess. I don't think we'll get this for a combo because we already spent so much time on the stuff. And then we probably won't do any other attack patterns. I think you just dodge things. I know the initial idea was to be a Cuphead style thing, but I feel like the Cuphead projectile thing doesn't really match, and Nomnam did give us freedom to select, to decide what to do. And since he was never here to actually say what he wants, I adjusted it accordingly. I forgot about my classes again. How? Did I distract you too much? I'm sorry, Zaren. Tell your professor that your time was eaten by your pet pufferfish. Or Zaren, have fun in chaos. It wasn't your fault I'm looking at old computers. I see. Are you gonna die, Retro? Don't ask questions, Cody. He has to go. Don't keep the chat out. It has to leave. See you later, Zaren. Player attack pattern. You already have the dash into export. I guess I could lose. Want to... Should I keep the ideals in a separate place? I guess. Yeah, let's just put this non... Why is it still flat? There we go. Chill. And then put it to the bottom. This is kind of done. This is kind of done. And then move the bad thing. Put this to the bottom. Make this optional. And then kind of have that. This is gonna be optional. This is gonna be optional. This is gonna be optional. Probably won't do any of these. So the player attack pattern is kind of done, unless you want a second phase. Or like a separate, which probably would be a good idea to get a cool boss phase style back and forth. So every time you hit the weak spot, he does like something else, and then you have to attack in a different way. And you go back to the weak spot hit, and then you go back to the different way. Or we do the boss attacks in that way that you have to dodge things instead of just getting to him. for this. So tomorrow, since all of the movement and the turbulence is done, we will get into the bullet hell, the boss attacks, the actual boss attacks. So some kind of beam attack. Let's do a piranha attack. Let's say boss attack pattern. And then piranhas. Mini gnomes. Piranhas. Let's say mini gnome storm. Piranhas. Probably align with the current. Align with turbulence. Right? Because it's against the current, it's kind of weird. Because it will be really hard to dodge. I think it's gonna be still hard, even with the current. But it also makes the current more apparent and interesting. So Minimum Storm is one of them. And then... oh, we could make some green button thing where you have to attack the bubbles to not take damage, but you have to attack the right color. Something like that. Like a rhythm or a rhythm game, like a rhythm game style sequence. A sequence. Maybe not though, it feels too extreme. I think we use the Minimum Storm and the beam attack and call it a day. Maybe I should watch some Cuphead bosses to get an idea. Because I never played Cuphead. So I don't really know how the bosses function. But I guess it would be a good idea then to look at some of it. You could also make a dash in between. Beam attack. So the Minimum Storm will be directional. The beam attack will be independent in a straight line. Straight line. Hitbox. And then we will make Minefield, like the horde. Because we can use the button decoys. Button decoy Minefield. Small bird. Let's call it Minefield. Minimum Storm. Beam, Mega Gnome Beam, Mini Gnome Storm, Mini Gnome Storm, Mega Gnome Beam, and Minefield. Bubble Minefield. Decoy button. Small decoy buttons. That sounds good to me. Let's make these 3. And then at the end of that, we do the splash screen, transition. Final phase, transition, splash, pop-up, screen shadow. VFX. And then... what's the other thing? Why is the other VFX not here? So this will be... turbulence VFX. Let's put it first. Oh, that's it. Okay, chat. That has been it for the dev section. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for watching so far. Let me get big. And then, thank you for that. I think we got, as usual, it is not too much progress. But what can you do in 2 to 3 hours, right? I think we did a decent amount of progress. Like the additions we had with the adjustment of the movement for the turbulence, how it applies to the player. I think that is going to be very, very important because it felt terrible earlier. And now it feels kind of decent. Thank you, Alien. You are a good boy too. And I think it's a good preparation for tomorrow. And we basically have everything in place now to work on the actual boss attacks. Now that we have the weak spot figured out and the turbulence stuff. And the angle randomizer and the strength increase. So I think we actually did get a lot done, surprisingly. But yes. It was a successful dev section. Alright, YouTube people, as usual, for anyone watching on YouTube, the stream will go down on YouTube, will continue on Twitch and Kick. I will be on a be right back intermission screen, and then at 8 PM the stream restarts for the gaming portion. So we will be playing Eugenics at 8 PM CET, which is in 37 minutes. So see you soon. I will be right back.